Celebrity Cruise Line's Blue Chip program has released their May instant certificates for how you can win free cruises when you cruise and earn points. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm James from Sea Days and Sunsets. And our channel here with my wife Kimberly and myself, we dedicate this to all things cruising, all things travel, and a lot of casino action along the way. I know this is your first time here for Celebrity because this is the very first month we're offering the converted PDFs into spreadsheets to make it easier for you to sort and filter. But in doing so, I did want to let you know that I am coming to you from the Liberty of the Seas on a transatlantic right now. So the video quality and possibly the audio quality may not be what I'd love it to be, but I did want to share this as Celebrity just released their spreadsheets earlier today. So what are these spreadsheets that I'm talking about here? Let's jump over and take a look. What they are is if you were to go either to the casino host desk or if you know the locations on Celebrity's website, you could pull up the PDF format of the documents here that allow you to say, if I was to earn 1,200 points on a cruise that I'm about to go on, or potentially on one that I've already been on, what sort of offers, what sort of certificates could I get for a free cruise? And what we've done here is we've converted these into a spreadsheet format so you can sort and filter these. Being the first time I'm going over this for Celebrity, I am going to explain the full spreadsheet format and then I'll make this much shorter each month. But just so you understand how all of this works, is I have shared this from a Google Drive using Google Sheets. And so it's going to require a few special ways for you to work with this so that we can all work with it together. In doing so, we've got the key tab here that just provides a little bit of information, which includes the link to the channel and some information that we're going to go over here about how you're going to be able to sort and filter the spreadsheet. Most importantly, from my side, is this is completely provided for free, but there's no guarantee. Please verify everything here. If you're targeting one of the offers, make sure it's there. And of course, Celebrity can at any time change their mind. They can fill up on the offers. Anything could change. So just be aware of that. But otherwise, we're going to jump right over. And from the key tab, we're going to go over to the offers tab. What I do want to point out, though, is as we go through this, stick around till the end, and I'm going to give some of my findings of some of the best offers that are out there that may have slipped your notice as you're going through this. So to go to this, what the first thing to point out here is this spreadsheet is view only. It is shared from our drive, but you don't have edit rights to this because if you did, everybody would edit it, sort, filter, change things around where it wouldn't work very well for everyone to use it. So you've got a couple options. First option is definitely the easiest. If you go over here to File and you choose Download, you can download this spreadsheet in an Excel format and you can just go to town with it from there and have it as a local copy. Or you could also make a copy to your own drive here and work with it any way you like. But if you want to work with it on the website, you just want to work with it from here, what you need to start with is going to this data menu and choosing Create Filter View. When you choose Create Filter View, it gives you your own personal filter view. Now, if you refresh the page or if you close this and come back, it is going to go away. But for right now, we can work with this. And I'll give you some examples, and some of these examples will be some of the important findings that we've had for this month that are coming out for May. And so whenever Kimberly and I go on cruises, we of course are going as a couple and we like to make sure that we're always getting this for two guests, not the new one guest offers here. So I'm going to filter this down and take the one guest out and drop that down. You'll notice that of course didn't change anything at the 40,000 point level. But some of the other things we like to work with, we are a little bit more low roller here. We usually stick with 2,000 points or less, and I'm going to dedicate a lot of the findings to that sort of information here. So typically go over and I clear this out and I'll select the 600, 800, 1200, 1500, all the way up to 2000 point offers that you could do this. Or if you had already gone on a cruise and you earned a 1500 point certificate, you could just come straight here and filter those to just that sort of point level that you wanted to work with. So you can come here, you can choose the point level, you can choose the guest level that you want. You can choose stateroom category if you wanted. So even at these, that is only at an interior right now. But of course, at the higher levels, they have the balconies all the way up through the suite classes and everything like that. But the number of nights, if you were looking for something on the higher end, all the way up to 13 nights, here you can filter down to that. So I'll go ahead and start with a really easy one that is one of the findings that I wanted to point out here. I'm going to drop this down and point out that at the 800 point level, they have a few two-night sailings, I'm sorry, two-person sailings that you can grab that go all the way up to 7 nights. So if you were going to be doing some of the Alaska sailings coming up very shortly, you could grab those. But two of my favorites here are on the Reflection coming up out of Fort Lauderdale in August. You can see there's some 4-night sailings for 800 points. So that is an incredible value offer. 800 points is generally pretty easy to earn in the casino if you're playing the right ways and you're going through and earning your points diligently and not kind of wildly. I think you can usually do that for about $400 is what Kimberly and I have found for that sort of thing. And from a value perspective, that really makes the Reflection a huge cost savings there if you wanted to go on it anyway. So that was the first one that I wanted to point out. The some of the other filters that we can do, let me find the next one. I am on, as I said, I'm on a transatlantic, so I am having to skip over to a cheat sheet here as I look through, just so hopefully you understand when I get back home and have my bigger computer set up, I can do this a little more seamlessly. But one of the other ones, the highest value that you can get, in my opinion, right now, is on the Celebrity Beyond for 2,000 points. So if we change this up right now, drop our 800 points and switch to 2,000, and I'm going to change the class to the Edge class. And we can see that the Celebrity Beyond has, look at these 7-night sailings for 2,000 points that we're looking at there. And again, this is still for 2 guests that you can get there, and it includes $150 in free play. So that is just an incredible offer for getting on an Edge class ship in August, September, October there. It does drop to the 4-night sailings once we get to November there. But for those months in the early fall, hurricane season, of course, so you are taking a chance, but a 7-night on an Edge class ship is just beyond belief, and it's something I would really like to play for the next opportunity I get. So that is by far the highest value in my opinion here and everything. And then the next one that we've got, let's see, we've got a couple others sticking with Beyond. Oh, and then of course, one of the other ones I wanted to point out was the Summit out of Tampa. They got some great ones at that 1,200 point level. Now we'll select the Summit at that 1,200 point level. And you're going to see we've got several 1,200 point summits that are going to be sailing out of Tampa a few different times this year. And they are again at that 7-night level. So for 1,200 points, you could hop on the Summit here. So these are just some examples that you can utilize, and that these spreadsheets can be used to sort and filter to help you find what you're looking for. So Kimberly and I, before each time we go on a cruise, we target what we're going to be going for, and we play conservatively in the casino towards those numbers to get that certificate. And this has been helping us earn what we're looking for. We are fairly new to Celebrities Blue Chip program, but with the points choice with the Royal Caribbean Group, we're really focusing on that now to get on a lot more celebrity cruise ships. So I was very excited to get this together and be able to share these spreadsheets with you today. The final section I want to cover on the spreadsheets are the last two tabs here, which is just some summary information for you. If you look at the bottom there, we've got a summary sheet, which as I click on it, it's going to give you a little bit of a roll up to let you see the difference between our one guest offers, our two guest offers with total offers. I do include sailings out of Florida and then let you know the offerings for the shortest and the longest cruises. So just to take a look here, you can see, especially if you're at that 2,000 point level, you've got a pretty good mix of the one guest offers and the two guest offers there. That's going to be the best. But as soon as you hit the 3,000 points, they all become two guest offers, which is what we're all really looking for. Whether you're sailing solo or whether you're going to sail as a couple, the two guest offers, of course, keep the cost at the lowest where you're only paying the port fees and taxes for the cabin assignment and everything there. And then the last tab is our summary by class. So if you're really wanting to see or you want to see something jump off the page there for you, as you start to look, you can see, at the 600 point level, you do get the one sailing and the two guest offers in a Millennium class ship. And you can get the one guest offers on the Solstice or the Millennium. But then as you jump up there, as you get to the 2,000 point level, like we talked about, there are 10 Edge class offers that are two guest offers here at 2,000 points. So that's how we use this information, is to watch this sort of thing, and then it points us in the right direction for where we might want to go look. Please let me know in the comments if I'm missing anything, if you're seeing anything wrong with the code that I've written to convert these here, or just let me know what you think about the new spreadsheets that are being offered. But I would really appreciate a like and subscribe if you've got a moment and if you like what you've got here. But I wish you the best of luck in the casino in 2026.